Hey guys, how are you doing? Come on in. I've got just a couple of minutes. I'm in an event today with the Artist Lounge Marketplace. So hang tight just a minute and they'll share me into the group. I'm waiting for Melanie with Be the Light by Melanie to finish up, and then I will be shared into the group. So I'm going to paint today. I am so excited. Anyway, but I'll tell you more as soon as I get started at 5:30. So hang tight and, oh, that's so cute. So the Artist Lounge Marketplace is a place where you can find people doing crafts, and you can also find people who are selling items that they have made, or whatever they want to sell. So if you're looking for crafts, or you're to either buy or learn how to make, you can join the group and come in and check us out. So I'm excited to be part of this group. It's a great bunch of women who love the Lord, and we just support each other, lift each other up, encourage each other, inspire each other. So it's all good. So I've got all my paints out here in front of me that I'm hoping to use today. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so Melanie is signing off. I'm signing in. Welcome, welcome. I am Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs, and I'm in an event today with the Artist Lounge Marketplace. It's a place where you can learn to that you can go to buy crafts that people have made, or paintings, or it's a marketplace. And the other thing that you can do is come and watch and learn new techniques, art techniques. Hey Melanie, you did a great job. Good job. I'm going to wait just a minute for a few people to hop on. I'm pretty excited to be here. My message for today is plain and simple, and it's kind of the way, hey Corey, come on in. It's the way I live from day to day, and it is walk by faith and not by sight. And if we are looking for all the things that are going to point the right direction, it doesn't always do that, even though, okay, thank you, Corey. So I'm shared into the group. Y'all come on in. I'll show you just a couple of things that I've made, but for the most part, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm like a kid waiting on Christmas Eve waiting for Santa to come, and I'm going to paint today. And I hope that it's going to turn out, and we will see what happens with this. So y'all come on in, come on in. I've got an 11 by 14 inch canvas panel, and I thought I was going to be in another event today, and I put it on my calendar. Evidently, I never told anybody that I was going to be there. I've had all kinds of mishaps, but that's okay, because we know that all things work together for good, and God has a plan. You know, we think we have a plan, and God has another plan, and we just have to step over. You know, if we're standing on the curb, we need to step over on the sidewalk, and if we're on the sidewalk, we need to step over into the grass or wherever He is leading us. So everything turned out. I'm pretty excited. Hey, Delights, Jules, how are you? Come on in. I'm excited to be able to paint in this group today, and so let me tell you about my painting experience. About maybe 3 years ago, God put the desire on my heart to learn how to paint. And so he started me with painting backgrounds and blending, and and then just one by one he would the Lord would just bring different people across my path, and I would learn a little bit here and a little bit there. And and you know how it is in the art world, you can never learn it all because God is the creator, and nothing is beyond his scope and sequence. So the other place didn't work out, and I checked the calendar for, hey, Artistic Treasures by Teresa, you're going to follow me. Y'all make sure that you, after I'm done, that you hang in there, you refresh your page, and you check out Teresa. So, but anyway, the good news is that, what I thought I was going to do yesterday, yesterday when I thought I was going to be in a different group, all right, all I'm doing right now is just putting some paint on this palette. But it worked out that I could be in here with the Artist Lounge. I don't need quite that much of the darker. All right, I'm going to work with 3 colors to start with. And so here I am, and I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of times, I just wing it and I go for it, and I usually don't practice what I'm going to do before I teach it. But last night, when I looked up and found that the theme was the Whimsical Wonderland Tuesday, I got the idea to do this painting that I'm going to do is from a tutorial. Hey, Shell Baskets, how original, how are you? This is a tutorial from Emily Sealhammer. She is on Facebook, and she does a lot of painting tutorials and everything, and this is one that I have been wanting to do. And so I was just kind of pushed into it. The Lord pushed me into it. Sometimes he kind of nudges us and says, come on, you can do this, you can do this. And so I actually practiced this last night. I was pleased with how it turned out, and then I decided I did the practice on a 9x12 last night, but I'm going to bump it up, and I'm going to work on an 11 by 14 inch canvas panel. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick. I like the canvas panels because when they sell, people can still, put frames around them, or, frame it some way, make their own frame or whatever. So we're going to start with the background, and you're going to see me looking over here because this is my finished piece. So at the end of this, I want y'all to hang in here till the end, because at the end, I'm going to show you what I finished, and then I'm going to show you what my other piece is. All right, so now every artist has their own way of own tools that they like to use, and the brush that Emily Sealhammer uses, she uses a mop brush a lot, and I'm going to use a mop brush, but I'm not going to use it the same way that she does. I like to use a filbert brush, and if you talk to other people, they're going to say they have their favorite brush that they like to use, or palette knives, or I like to use a combination of things. So I don't really have any one niche that I can say. I do like bright colors, stripes, polka dots, and whimsical stuff. So I guess if I had to lean anyway, it would be towards whimsical. But like I said, I like a variety of things, and I like to learn and just keep growing over and over. So let me see if I can, hold on. See if, hey, hold please. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to mute that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the background, and I have 3 colors here. I usually got Debbie Riggs from Studio MDAZ. She was one of the first people that God brought across my path, and it was with painting checks. That's her niche. Is she does checks and a lot of check stuff. And one of the things that I learned from her was painting with 3 colors. You know, prior to all of this, and listen, I really am a newbie. Okay, so I guess I say that so that if you do not paint, you can paint. You can do this because all it takes is practice. It's just practice, just like anything else. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. I'm not expecting a Picasso from me today, but you know, I am doing better than I was, so it's a lot of fun. So the 3 colors that I'm going to work with today are white. Let's see what color this is. This is a Bahama blue, and this is a teal mint. Is that right? Yeah. A teal mint, a Bahama blue, and white. And so I'm going to come in here with my brush, and I'm supposed to paint this vertical, but I don't have the shoulder full rotation in my shoulders, so I'm going to paint this left to right. We're going to get the same effect because then I'm going to turn it upright and it's going to be there. So I'm going to take my brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to dip my brush in the white paint. I'm going to triple load this brush is what I'm going to do. And so I've got white on one side, and now I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to come in here and I am going to grab some of this lighter blue. So now I have 2 colors on here. And this is going to speed up here in a little bit, but I wanted to show you all this from the beginning. For those of you who were new like I was several years ago, 3 years ago. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to come straight down on the darker. I don't want a lot of the darker because remember that your darker color is going to be more powerful. So what I have just done is triple loaded this brush. And so here we go. I'm going to go from bottom to top. It doesn't really matter. And I want to get some lights and darks in here. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to grab a little bit more. And we're going to get some streaks in here. I'm going to grab some more white in here because I want this to be light. Taking it all the way to the edges and making sure that I've got full coverage. All right, again, I'm going to go white, light, and the medium. And here we go. And then I'm going to come back with some streaks here in a little bit. All right, so this is what we have so far. We just want something light and bright, kind of a snowy, wintry scene. All right, and then I'm going to come and turn this around. This is because of the way my shoulders work, y'all. If you can do it vertical, go ahead and do it do this vertical. And I'm going to come in here with some more white. I'm trying not to mix this too much because I want the variation in the colors. And again, I'm going to come in here with the white, the light, and I'll come back with a little bit of the darker color in a minute. One of the things that's on my bucket list is to get an overhead camera so that when I'm doing stuff like this, y'all can see it. All right, and we're going to come in here with more white. And I'm going to dab just a little bit of this darker. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Just a little bit of this. And put a couple of streaks in here. And this is what we have. Okay. And let me see if I've got the canvas covered. I've got a little bit here that can be covered. Let me make sure I've got, all right, and then I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to hit the sides here because it looks like I've missed that. All right, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my brush and I'm going to go all the way around. How are we doing on time? I've got till, let's see, 5:30, 6:15. So I just have to make sure. I'm not used to crafting in 45 minutes, so we may see a miracle happen here today. At a minimum, you'll be able to see my other finished project because I did practice this last night. And I'm hoping y'all will try this. Take 3 colors, a white, whatever light blue. This is kind of like an icy color. And then a darker one and play with it. Okay, I think I've got all of the places covered. Just check in. Looks like I've got a spot up here that needs to be filled in. Just checking. Not too concerned with the bottom because I'm going to cover that up with snow, but I do want to make sure that I get all the sides and everything covered. And if this was not a canvas panel, if this was like a wooden panel, I would paint the back because I like to finish everything all around. I do like light and bright or bold. Okay, what do y'all think about that? You like that? All right, making sure that I've got the 11 by 14 upright and just a couple more spots here. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to make some trees. Yes, you can draw trees. Y'all can draw trees. I can draw trees. You can draw trees. All right, another tip that I've learned is that if you wipe some of the paint out of your paintbrush before you put it in your water, you won't have as much paint. And I've got a bathroom window that's near my crafting. Thanks, Corey. I've got a bathroom that's near my crafting table. I'm in the kitchen in the Bay Area. All right, so now I'm going to put this in my water and I'm going to dry this. And I try to pour the water out the window and not down my sink. So, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the trees. And I'm going to tell you what I learned along the way in painting this. We want this to be dry. For those of you who already know that already work with a lot of paint, you know that if you put wet on wet, it's going to mix. If you put wet on dry, it's going to layer. I didn't know these things. I mean, it's common sense once you start working with paint, but if you don't work with paint a lot, it won't come to you as easy. I really like this dark in here. It's pretty. I'm so tempted to pick the picture up that I've done and show it to y'all, but I'm going to surprise you at the end and we'll see where we go with it. Okay, so we want our trees to be green. This is called Green Beret. You can use any dark green that looks like an evergreen to you. And I'm going to put this on my palette. Let's see where I want to go with this. I think I'm going to come over here to this side over here. I don't think I'm going to need that much, but in the event that I do, there it is. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this green here. Boy, that's really thick. And I'm going to pull it over and I'm going to put it right down here. And I'm just going to twist it off my brush. And in order to blend this green with the background that I have, I'm going to take some of this white, some of this light blue, whatever we call that, and some of this other blue. And I'm going to mix these all together. And what that's going to do is that's going to make it so that the color of our trees are going to match the background. By adding these three colors to the color of the tree, it's going to make it so that the trees match the background. That's the way I understand this. All right, so I'm going to take, and I'm going to probably need some more white. And we're going to keep adding white to this as we go along, okay? So I've got the green beret, and then I have these other three colors in here. And so I'm going to come in here. I can't get it all in here at once. And I'm going to start over here. I'm going to put 4 trees in here, and I'm going to stagger them in heights. And anyway, so I'm going to come over here, and I want about 2/3 of the tree that I'm going to draw here to be in the picture, and some of it to be hanging off of the side. So here we go. All right, so and I have to tell myself it's just paint, right? It's just paint. If it doesn't turn out, then we're going to be good. All right, so I'm going to come in here, and I am going to start about right here. All right, and I'm going to just make like a little triangle here. And I think we're going to start, and we are going to just like brush this, kind of like a skirt. And as we go down, you just kind of making, and I'm going to grab a little bit of white in here. You're going to just grab, you're making like little U's. And I'm going to kind of draw just a line to give me a center here. I had to play with a lot of different brushes to see which one I liked the most. I'm going to come back over this and probably do some darker stuff on here. Kind of thinking I want a skinnier brush, so I might grab one of those. I'll come in. This is going to be my background. Going to kind of clean that up there. And so these trees are meant to look like a backdrop. And we're going to go down to about a quarter of a way down. Let's get this color, a little more of this color and a little more of that color in there. And as we come down here, I am going to get a mop brush, y'all, and I'm going to get it wet, and then I'm going to wring it out. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. Okay, I don't want it dripping. I do want some of this darker kind of in here to have some variation. What I have learned is that what gives your paint dimension is the variation in the colors. All right. This is going to come up to about there. I got a little bit further to go. We want it to get lighter as we go down because this is going to kind of be let me get some more white in here. Let me keep coming down. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to kind of smudge it and make it look kind of foggy. So that it looks like it's off in the distance. I feel like Bob Ross, y'all. And we're going to just kind of muddle that. All right, so this is what we have so far. You see how it's kind of foggy at the bottom? That's what it's supposed to look like. I'm not happy with the top of the tree, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I want to grab another color. And I want to get a little bit more dimension in here so that it doesn't look so like a big blob. So this is so I told y'all that the theme of what I'm doing today is to walk by faith. And this is me walking by faith. This is me just stepping out and allowing whatever to happen, and just trusting the process and trusting that, you know, that God is going to, He is going to step in anytime that I am out of my power and so that I'm walking in His power. And that's just how we do it, right? When we walk with Jesus, we go where He tells us to go. We don't always know the outcome of what's going to happen. And it's His work. We just get to partner with Him. All right, I like that better. That's a little bit better. Okay, so this is my first tree, y'all. Now we're going to go for the second tree, and we're going to go down lower, because we don't want all our trees to be the same height. And I have to be told that because I'm one that I'll line things up. All right, so here we go. We're going we're going to come in here with some more white. We're going to let this get a little bit lighter. And add just a hint of this green in here. A little bit more of this blue. And I need to get some more white out. So let me get... So what I'm trying, one of the things that I'm trying to do, y'all, is I have so many different kinds of paint, and so I need to, all right, here we go. We're going to just mix this and get it lighter. And I'm not sure that this is the brush that I want to use, but I'm going to start with it and see. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to come over just a little bit. Remember that this is a backdrop. Grab just a little bit of this green for the top. My mom, when I was younger, I love a challenge. I love a challenge. Don't tell me I can't do something. It'll make me, hey, Berta, hey, Pat, how are y'all? Welcome, welcome. Hey, Mary, as sure as you tell me I can't do something, it's done. And when I was younger, my mom, you know, if there was something that she wanted me to do, and she knew this about me, she was said, you know, she would always give me a challenge, like, well, can you get this done in, you know, whatever amount of time or whatever, or she wouldn't say you can't do this because she, you know, that's just not the way she operated. But anyway, it was, She knew that all she had to do was challenge me, and it was kind of a done deal. All right, and now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of taking all the different colors. I've got 4 different colors now, actually 5, because I've got this mixture here. And we're going to come down here. I want to grab just a hint of this green to get some highlights. And now we're going to take and we're going to muddle this again. I guess that's the right word. Let me get my brush. And this is going to give me a backdrop. Let me see if it's still wet. It's not. I want to get it wet. And then I want to dry it off because I just want it damp. All right, here we go. And I'm going to just kind of do a circular motion down here. All right, and so now we've got 2 trees. All right, let's see, what do I have? What time am I done? 5:30, ooh, 6:15. I don't know if I'm gonna make this or not. All right, next tree, we're gonna do the next tree. Next tree is gonna be not as high as the first tree, not as low as the second tree, but somewhere in between. So let me grab a little bit of this dark green, and we are going to, and a little bit of white. I don't want, because I'm going to go back into the distance here, so maybe I don't want that dark green. Let me just, this is going towards the back. And I'm going to, where did I do with that brush? I want a smaller brush, y'all. I think I want a smaller brush. Oh, I put it in my water. That's where it is. I want this brush here. And I'm going to grab some of these colors. Add some more white. And obviously, the more I practice this, the better I'm going to get, just like for y'all. Those of you that follow my page know that I say that the only way we're going to learn how to paint is to put a paintbrush in our hand and to practice, 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 practice. You want the bottom of your tree to be wider than the top of your tree. Now, a lot of times what I will do is I will just, like when I go places, I will, I just look at what God does. You know, I look at what his creation is. I look at the sky a lot. All right, we're going to get some more white here, and a little bit of this is going to kind of tone this down. And then when we get down near the end here, I hope I have time to get my snowman on here, y'all. And I'm going to come in here with some of the darker stuff and just give some dimension to it. And I'm going to come down to the bottom. And I'm going to grab my mop brush again. And I'm just taking a variation of these colors and just lightly going in here just to show that there is some depth in this. You know, years ago, I can't remember, well, it was a friend of mine, she taught, okay, so here we go. We're going to go in with the brush again. This is clean water for the most part that I'm going into. We can't teach what we don't know, right? But when we do learn something, we can teach it. And if, you know, if this is as far as we learn, then, you know, we just go with it. And then I think we have a tendency, especially as believers, to want to know everything before we do anything. It's like we feel like sometimes we have to know everything in the Bible before we can share anything. And we just share what we know. That's all we got to do is share what we know, and God will do the rest. He'll bring somebody else along to fill in the gaps. Okay, one more tree, and this tree is going to go off the edge. I am telling you, this is going to be a miracle if I get through all of this in this length of time. All right, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to add more white to it. We're going to get lighter as we go off to the distance here. So now we've got this even lighter. And I'm going to come in here. I don't know why I keep going back to this brush. All right, I'm going to go off the side here and down just a little bit, I think. I feel like I want that tree a little bit taller, but there it is. So we're going to go we're going to try it with this one. I'll have to come back with some darker color to give that. And this one's going off of the edge. Yeah, I like this smaller brush better. We got a little bit more dimension to it. And I'm going to come up here to the top and give it just a little bit of green here. And like I said, this one's just kind of going off the edge. Then I'm going to take some of these other colors and just kind of incorporate it into the tree. And then we're going to muddle this one down too. And I want to make sure that I have enough wet paint down here to make that happen. All right, so here we go. We're going to just kind of give us a backdrop here for our snowman. Okay, all right, so we've got, this is what we have so far. All right, that's going in my water. This is going in my water, and I can clean it when I need it. And now we are going to draw the snow. Let's see, do I need this wet or dry? I think I need this dry. This is what we have. All right, I think I want to take my little brush and I want to hit some of the tops of these trees just a little bit. And is this perfect? Nope, it's not. But is it further along than I was? Yes, it is. So always, please don't compare your work to anybody else. No two people are going to paint the same. And each one of us have our own unique way of doing things. And even if you Okay, I like that. That's a little bit better. Nobody's going to see your start, what your reference point is. So you don't have to worry about that, about how it is going to look. There is no way I'm going to finish this on time. I'm going to have to, I'll probably finish it maybe tomorrow on my page because I just don't see it happening. I'm looking at the clock. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of gray. And I'm going to put this up here. And I'm going to take some more white. I've got like, I don't know how many different containers of white, y'all. And I'm just trying to empty out some of these so I can free up some space in my house. All right, so here we go. We're going to take a little bit of this gray. We aren't going to need much. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to add some white in here. And we're going to just get a light gray. You could do this with black. You don't have to do it with gray if you don't have gray. Okay. I need a little bit more. And get some more white because we're going to do the bottom part is going to be the snow part. So remember the theme of today is walk by faith and not by sight. We're just trusting God every step of the way and just going where he tells us to go. All right, so what I'm going to do is, thanks, Berta. Thanks, Melanie. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I probably should have brought my trees down a little bit more, but here we are. So I am going to, this is going to be our snow line. Okay, it's just a little bit, it's gray. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to add white to it. And then we're going to add more white to it. And as we go down, we're going to just keep adding the white to it. And I'm going to go off the side to match up where the snow is. I'm telling y'all, if y'all try this, you're going to love it. Because it is just like so fun. All right, more white. I'm going to bring more white in here. Need lots of white. If you feel like your snow is too gray, then just add more white to it. Wait for it to dry, and then you can layer it. Okay? How am I doing on time? Oh, I got 4 minutes. All right, let me get the snow down. And what I may have to do is I'll pause this. So do y'all want to see what the finished product looks like today, or do you want to wait until I'm finished after I paint it on my page tomorrow? Today or tomorrow? Tell me in the comments. Actually, let's make it easy. Heart, give me a heart if you want to see the finished product today. Give me a thumbs up if you want to see the finished product tomorrow. A heart or a thumbs up. A heart means you want to see it right now. A thumbs up means you want to wait. You want to see it now? That's what I would say too. I kind of expected that. I love y'all. It's like, who wants to wait, right? All right, let me get some of this in here. How we doing on time? I got 3 minutes. I'm gonna bring it down to the last 3 minutes, the last minute, and then I'll show you how this turned out for me last night when I was practicing. For those of you that are just hopping on, I practiced this last night because I didn't feel like I could adequately teach anything with what I knew before I actually tried this. All right, so this is what I'm doing. I'm getting the snow in here. And I'm going to do the sides also, but I'm not going to worry about those so much right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some of this green from the trees in here. All right, just kind of going over this. And I have this like this gray line. Remember, those of you that have been on my page, I tell you that if you want to make a nice solid line, you've got to get the right amount of paint on your brush or it's just going to drag. How are we doing on time? I got 1 more minute to paint, and then I'll show you what my finished product looks like. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to come in here with some of this light green or light blue, kind of like a minty green, and I'm just putting some streaks of this in here, just some light streaks like the trees are reflecting onto the snow. And I'm going to hold this up and show it to y'all. Okay. All right, so can you see that there's just some really light streaks? Let's see, right there. Some light streaks of green in there, like the trees are, the color of the trees are reflecting. And then we're going to add a snowman in here. Oops, I didn't want it quite that wide. So I'll just let that dry and I'll come back over it. I'll get some white and just kind of tone it down. All right, so I'm going to leave that alone. It's 6:14. So let me show you what my finished product looks like. This is what it looks like. This is how the first one turned out the other day. And so I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put a snowman in here. I'll do this tomorrow. If you are already subscribed to my Telegram, I'll send a message out tomorrow. I'm not sure what time it's going to be, probably in the afternoon. And I'll send a telegram out and let you know that I'm going to come on and finish this. But I'm going to leave this here for now. And this is what it's going to look like. You can see the snowflakes. You can see how the trees look like they're in the background and they're giving the snowman a backdrop. And then I added some more color down here. And thanks, Melanie. And didn't he turn out cute? I tell you what, I was so excited to make this. All right, Teresa with Artistic Treasures by Teresa is up next, y'all. Please refresh your page. You are in the event with the Artist Lounge Marketplace. If you're not part of the group, please join the group. It's another group that I do events with, amazing group of women. And I love y'all. Jesus loves you more. And put a paintbrush in your hand and practice. All right, I'll finish this up tomorrow on my page. Love y'all. Bye. Thanks for having me, Corey and Mary. They are the creators of this group. And anyway, so give them a shout out. Hey, Lindell. Oh, thanks, Lindell. Oh, thanks, Berta. I had so much fun. I was like a kid in a candy store. I couldn't wait to do this. So I'll finish it tomorrow. Go watch Teresa. Bye-bye.